Okay, I'll tell you exactly what's going on in the housing market, and this is the only video that you need to watch for the next month or 2 months. And then you can watch some other entertaining shows. Now, what's really going on in the United States housing market? And I'll give you some timely tips for home buyers and home sellers for fall of 2025. Hey, welcome back to Shawn Realty podcast. My name is Shawn, the realtor guy from Portland, Oregon. So what's really going on is you have to zoom out. If you just look at year-over-year data, it doesn't give you the full story. Full story is really 5 years going back. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, city by city. I have about 10 cities. It's all over the board, and that's the main point. And the other main point is that if you zoom out 5 years, none of these markets have appreciated. So let's dive into it. Well, before we go into that, how do you determine how the housing market is doing? The indicator that I pick is the median sale price, specifically median sale price per square foot. It can be skewed by like $10 million house in a small town, but that's as accurate as it can be because it pulls all the data and put the middle of that data, right? So that is, in my opinion, most accurate data. So median price and median price per square foot. Let's look at Austin, Texas. The bad news for Austin, Texas, but if you zoom out, it's not that terrible. In 2020, it was $186 per square foot. These are sold homes. In 2021, it jumped 34%. It jumped to $249 per square foot. In May of 2022, it jumped 23% again to $292 per square foot. So if you add those two, 57% in 2 years and a half. 57%. But the problem is, in July of 2025, Austin, Texas dropped from the peak, which was May 2022, 25% negative, minus 25%. So right now, it's $220 per square foot. That's in between 2020 and 2021. But if you zoom out again, from 2020 to 2025, it appreciated 18%. Because in 2020, it was $186 per square foot. Now it's $220 per square foot. If you divide it by 5 years to get annual average appreciation, can you guess how much it appreciated every year in Austin, Texas in the last 5 years? 4%. So Austin, Texas, even though it had peaks and valleys, if you zoom out, it appreciated 4% every year. Does that make sense? Now the bad news is if you bought at the peak of $292 per square foot, I'm so sorry to tell you, you are screwed. You are screwed if you're trying to sell now. You're going to lose, what is that? $72 per square foot. If you have a 1,000 square foot home, you're going to lose $72,000. Am I right? Yeah. You're losing that much. But the good news is, if you stay there for next 5 years, you're going to break it even. Possibly. But realistically, more like 7 to 8 years. Because we don't know yet if Austin hit the bottom yet. There's a good chance that it could go close to $200 per square foot. Then you're going to have to wait about 10 more years to break even of that high price that you paid for between 2021 and 2022. Let's look at my market, Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, if I zoom out in the last 5 years, 5%. appreciation every year. In 2020, it was $245. In 2021, $284, which is 16% jump in 1 year. Between 2021 and May of 2022, it jumped another 21%. So 16%. I was looking at Seattle number there. So from 2021 at $284, it jumped to $318. And July of 2025, from the peak, it went down 4% at $305 per square foot. From 2020 and 2025, in 5 years, it appreciated 25%, and annual average is 5%. And I'm going to put this chart on my blog so you can see Austin, Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, Denver, Phoenix, Cincinnati, and Houston. I added Cincinnati because the Cincinnati Open is happening right now, so I just added that in. But basically those cities, annual appreciation has been 4%, 5%, 8, 6, 11, 9, 5, 6, 9, 6% appreciated. And like LA, like Los Angeles, from the peak of May of 2022 to now, it only depreciated 1%. That's an interesting one. And LA is a good example of just continuously going up. In 2020, it was $474. In 2021, $555. May of 2022, $609. July of 2025, $605. So that's what's happening. If you just turn on the news, they're saying there's so many more sellers than the buyers. Housing market is crashing. Like people in Austin are, well, let's face it, Austin is screwed really. But again, as long as you don't sell in the next 10 years, you're okay. But if you have to sell within the next 10 years and you bought it at the peak, there's a high chance that you will be underwater. Underwater meaning you owe more than the house value. It becomes a short sale unless you bring a check to make up the difference. So let's look at Miami as the last key point here. Miami, 11% annual appreciation for the last 5 years. That's like every year it appreciated. From 2020 to 2025, it appreciated 54%. Yeah. So, like I said, I'll put the link below. Before I end, I promised you what you should do in the fall of 2025. And in the earlier short video that I predicted, the rate will come down in September. I haven't said it until just now. I don't think I ever said it in the last 4 years that the rate will drop. I didn't think that it was, so I never said it. But this time, fall of 2025, I think rate has to drop, will drop, because of the Federal Reserve's hands are tied now. The inflation number is bad and job number is bad, and that's what they claim that they protect, and they're both bad. So now the only option is to reduce the Fed funds rate, which indirectly lowers the mortgage rate. And I think people thinking about the uncertainty, it's kind of getting old. So people need house. The rent is still kind of going up. Prices, going down a little bit. And the fall of 2025 might be the best time to buy for the next 3 years. That's my prediction. If you don't have to sell in 2025, don't list your house on the market. Wait until spring of 2026 or maybe summer. But if you have to sell, you have to make your listing look like a deal to those buyers out there. And 2025 fall might be one of the best times, and based on the trend, if you wait another year, more likely in your part of town, the home price will go up about 4 to about 8%. And so, yeah, I hope that you can afford to buy in the current market. Otherwise, the price is going to outpace your income increase or your savings increasing. Prices is outpacing everything. That goes with the inflation too. Home prices are really going with inflation. You know, when the gas price is going up, house price goes up just for the pure inflation too. So yeah, if you are in the market for the fall, this is time. This is really the time. You can actually negotiate with the sellers on the price and the terms, and then hopefully you can maybe refinance it, but don't even bet on that, because you need to be able to afford a home at the current rate of about 6.3%. And my guess is that this fall, I think it will get close to about 6% 30-year mortgage rate. So I hope that makes sense. If you got something out of this video, please hit the like button. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.